a light cloud of smoke rises out of Denver's 420 celebration at Civic Center Park. The annual marijuana celebration has been happening for decades, but crowds have grown smaller in the years since legalization. And right down the street, lawmakers are talking about a new marijuana bill. It's been 12 years since Colorado became the first state to legalize recreational pot. Now voters might be asked to weigh in on that drug once again.
But this time it will be about regulation. A recently introduced bill at the state capitol would refer a measure to the ballot in November. Your political reporter Sean Boyd joins us. Sean, what prompted this?
Concerns about the safety of the cannabis being sold here. Supporters of the bill say independent testing has found everything from pesticides and chemicals to mold and fungus in cannabis products. And the state has issued 10 recalls in just the last 4 months. While changes are being led by an industry insider, not everyone is on board.
Ripple Edibles in Commerce City produces nearly 2 million servings of THC products each year.
Those are just flavored powders you pour directly on your tongue.
Yet CEO Justin Singer says his facility hasn't had a safety inspection in 4 years. And while his products are tested, he says the results are completely unreliable. The state's Marijuana Enforcement Division, or MED, allows producers to decide which samples are tested. And Singer says in many cases, what's submitted for testing differs from what's sold to customers.
What we've discovered is pervasive contamination. Right now, it is very tough to work in this industry as an honest company. Very, very tough. Because you're competing against people who are given the label of honest by the government without actually delivering honesty.
Which is why he's pushing for a bill that would overhaul testing and taxing of marijuana. The bill would require state regulators to collect products from dispensaries. The Department of Health would then test those products for safety and potency, and the state would assess sales tax based on the amount of THC.
This bill is about accountability.
The problem is that you have two huge bills in one bill.
Adam Foster, Chief Legal Officer for Silver Stem Cannabis, says the bill is being rushed through in the final 3 weeks of session without proper vetting and without knowing the scope of the problem. The Marijuana Enforcement Division launched a pilot program with the Department of Health late last year to test products from dispensaries, and Foster says the legislature should wait on the results.
I think that the vast majority of licensees are responsible and really trying to do a good job, and I don't think that a handful of bad actors should sort of paint the whole industry, especially not before we've determined how widespread the problem actually is.
I believe that consumer protection is industry protection, and the consumers are not protected right now.
In addition to contamination, Singer says the state found 44% of products it tested had a different potency than what was on the label. But he says right now the state has little interest in potency. That would change if potency were tied to sales tax. While Colorado led on marijuana legalization, Singer says other states have more robust regulation now and do not allow producers to decide which samples they submit for testing. So this bill was just introduced this past week, still needs to make its way through the legislative process in these last 3 weeks of the session before it would then go to voters.
And we know that you'll continue following that for us.
Yes, I will.
Sean, thank you.